Hello, hello gamers, how are all of y'all? I'm back, woohoo! I realize it's actually been kind of a month since I last streamed. I'm sorry about that. I think a lot of stuff happened that I wasn't able to stream for a long time. But I am back. Last stream was very interesting because, you know, we found out that Grell, Ike's dad, killed his wife, and it was very interesting to find that out because I was just like, you know, stuff makes sense now, and it has a lot of implications. Like when we look back at that Black Knight and Grell fight, you probably thought, oh, I probably thought like, oh, it's because like Grell's out of touch and Black Knight's super duper powerful. That's why he was able to get defeated by Black Knight, but no, it's because Grell actually injured himself, and he's like much weaker now. Which is, I don't know, the previous thing could also be in, could also work, but it also makes sense as well as why he's like, why Black Knight was like, oh, you're weak. It's because, you know, he handicapped himself, and it's very interesting. And Ike was barely able to, has not been that much able to surpass his father, which is just like, oh no. If Black Knight was like sort of like a little bit near Grell's level, that's just like, ooh, how are we able to defeat everyone we need to be defeated? Now I was also sort of thinking like, because they like mentioned when they were at Galia, like, oh, Ike used to be here all the time, and you like, when you were a child and you run and played around. It made me think maybe because maybe Ike saw his mother get murdered by Grell, and he like suppressed his childhood memories. But then again, it's like probably overthinking it, because I don't. How old was Ike when his mother passed away? Was he like 5? Was he 6? Was he even there? It could also just be like, hey, you know, we don't remember stuff when we're young. Like, I could barely remember, like, stuff before I was, like, 9, so it shouldn't be, like, overthinking that. I'm probably overthinking that and such. But, yeah, and, you know, I mean, he was old enough to still remember his mother, but it could be, like, one of those, like, very vague memories of, I mean, and it's his mother after all. He will keep on to a single memory of his mother at the very beginning. Anyway, it's very cool. It, again, has reminded me this is a really, really great game. Like, at the very beginning, I was like, I didn't come, like, I didn't get overhyped by it. I knew, like, from people, like, saying, oh, this is the best game, this is the greatest game ever. Like, I kept my expectations fair. Like, maybe I was, like, understanding that it was not gonna be as mechanically advanced as, like, 3 Houses, because of course it won't. But I was like, maybe people are overhyping it a bit because of nostalgia. No, they're not. It's really good. Like, dang, I love for the people of this. What happened to the writers of this game? Like, they need to make another, like, Fire Emblem story, sort of ish. Hold on. I think there's someone's talking. No. First I need to put the stream on my phone so I can see the chat. Alright. Anyway, moving on. We have a bunch of supports and a bunch of info. Let's see what the supports are. Oh yeah, and Ook, I forgot Ook. I died, quotation marks? Because technically, I mean, there's a second game. He could come back and just be like, haha, I just escaped or something. But, yeah, Ook died. I'm kind of angry about that because he has a conversation. Ookie died. I'm kind of sad because he has a conversation with Reese. And we're going to see it. Along with Wolf. Darn. I didn't want him to die, and it was like very late into the, and it was in a condition where I was like, I should restart. He's not one of the characters I said that I would restart for, and nothing strange happened that I was like, oh, this is BS, let's restart. I should have not tempted Navir. I should have tried to get to Navir when was not in his bird form. But no, I used to be a stupid idiot sometimes, and I tempted fate and I shouldn't have. Okay, we got Lethe and Jill, and Tanith and Raisin. What is, like, I wonder, what is, like, convos left? Is it, like, what I currently can achieve? What supports I can achieve right now? Or is it, like... Because Ike supposedly has 0 conversations, but I haven't started his thing with Lethe, so... Or Raisin. Is it because I have to wait till, like, a certain chapter and then it'll be like, oh, now you can get all these conversations for Ike. Maybe? I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I get there. So, should I go with Tanith and Raisin or Lethe and Jill? I kinda actually want to go with Lethe and Jill, because I was a bit iffy at the very beginning, like, oh god, this could go wrong very badly. But actually it's been fairly, it's actually been very good writing. Like, good job, you guys. It's like a very touchy subject, being like, racism. So yeah. Racism exists. But they're doing a very good job, so let's see it continue. Lethe? Oh, look what the cat dragged in. It's you again. Jill. My name is Jill. Fine, Jill. What brings you here today? More stupid questions? I've been thinking about things. I'm sorry, I just realized, like, I haven't seen these two in ages, so I'm like, I have no idea what kind of voices I gave them first. It's one of the problems with Fire Emblem games is that they assume that a bunch of characters are exposable, so you just don't see them for ages in the story. Unless they're like Ike, or certain characters. So it's just like, oh, you're here again. Oh my goodness. What were you about? I've been thinking about things, and I haven't been able to figure out. And there's also, like, a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters. They have very good writing, but again, a lot of characters in these games. See, in Dane, we were taught that you attack humans indiscriminately and without mercy. That you are just savage animals. The goose attacking humans. What garbage. We dislike even the company of humans and want nothing to do with them. Even mauling you would be unpleasant. But in Dane, everyone believes that to be the truth. That's why I never questioned it. But when I saw you fight beside Ike and the other humans on the South Sea, I knew that something was wrong. You were so different from what I imagined. Ever since I was young, they filled my head with tales of your terrible claws and teeth. But you stand on 2 legs, and you talk. You even make jokes. Sometimes, you're much closer to us than a beast. So glad to hear it. I wonder why humans and subhumans started fighting in the first place. Maybe we're just destined for war. Well, I don't know much about that. It's not for me to say if the goddess made us a certain way, or if we're just 2 races that don't like each other very much. But I know that Galia, Venetius, and Kilvas all have a reason to hate humans. Oh, what reason? Are you serious? I take it humans aren't interested in passing history down to their children. Typical. Alright. Centuries ago, when Biegon was still a monarchy, the only countries were Biegon and Golda. Sorry, probably it's Goldoa. Goldoa was, as it is today, a reclusive nation inhabited only by dragon tribes. All the other Lagoose lived in Biegon with the humans. Humans and subhumans used to live together in Biegon? I had no idea. A human was named as the first king, although the goose superior strength led us to rule more often than not. Despite the harmony that most felt about this arrangement, the senators wanted nothing to do with it. In the name of the Apostle, they claimed that only human could be a true ruler of Biegon, and started a civil war. Like blind, mewling kittens, the Lagoose Kings underestimated the situation. We never had a chance. Caught by surprise, my brothers suffered defeat after defeat, in the face of a superior human weapons and magic. That was the start of a long, dark days, the start of Lagoose slavery. After nearly 200 years, a small number of enslaved Lagoose managed to escape their human captors in Biegon. The beast tribes fled to the mountains and unexplored forest areas, places where the humans were loath to tread. The bird tribes, on the other hand, escaped to the distant southern islands. This is how our Lagoose kingdoms began. It took another 80 years, and the blood of many brother Lagoose, until we were formally recognized as nations. This is why we fight, why we hate. Humans don't want for their former slaves to have countries and to be treated as equals. Lagoose carry the shame of the past deep in their hearts, and struggle still for the freedom that you take for granted. This is the true history of Tellus. No wonder humans would bury it. I don't know what to say? Idiot! Think about what I've said. Think about what you have seen with your eyes and heard with your ears. If you don't even have the guts to do that, never show yourself in my presence again. Alright. Dang. I mean, it's sort of like thinking about like real life, like sometimes, you know, history is taught wrong, or history is just very interesting to be taught, because you can take history from many different angles. You can paint people in bad lights, paint certain people in good lights, and it's very complicated. And that's why you kind of have to hear history from many perspectives, because from a certain perspective it could be the worst thing ever, or from another perspective it could be the best thing ever for a certain event. And that's sort of, I don't know, it's very interesting, because certain parts of history are not really talked about that much, and should be. What am I going on? This is a video game about war. Can we go back to 3D chess? Great, Tanith and Raisin. Do you have a moment, Princess Raisin? Oh, you're the Apostles... Yes, Your Highness. My name is Tanith, and I lead Biegon's Holy Guard at Pegasus Knights. What brings you here? I wanted to let you know that the Apostle has ordered me to keep you safe. She is quite sincere in her desire to help. She seeks redemption for what happened all those years ago, does she? I have no need for bodyguards. I can protect myself. I mean, no disrespect, Your Highness, but even the youngest child in Biegon knows the Heron clan's aboard fighting. If you refuse to fight, how will you protect yourself? That is of my own concern, not yours. I beg to differ. I am under Imperial orders. I cannot abandon my duty. And so your safety is very much my concern. Your Bjork orders do not affect me. I have wasted enough time with you. Now, excuse me. His body seems so frail, but his will is strong. He is not going to make it easy for me to protect him. What am I to do? Yeah, I think Raisin's not, is a pure dancer or singer or whatever. I haven't really tried fighting with him because, again, why would you use a dancer or singer to fight? just use them for your proper purpose. let's talk to Rayson again, because apparently he's not as important as a certain woman that we're going to talk to. Okay. Rayson, could you come down here for a moment? What do you need? I've got something I want to ask you about. If I can help, I will. Your ancestors. Forget it. It's nothing. What? Is something wrong? I apologize. Please let it go. It seems like something important has happened. But if you do not want to discuss it... What was that? But if you do not want to discuss it, that is your right. However, if this weren't a battlefield, your secret might not be safe. Please take care in the future. What do you mean? We of the Heron clan, if we choose to, we can read the thoughts of others. Seriously? However, this power is only available to us in a calm and peaceful environment. Here, in this desperate maelstrom of chaotic emotion, it avails me not. Energy here is warped and distorted. You know, now that you mention it, Rayson, are you feeling sick? You're so pale that it's hard to tell, but I think your face looks more wan than usual. Pay it no mind, I'm... fine. You've got nothing to prove. Why don't you stay off the battle for a while? Ike, I'm fine, I promise. Please, do not give me special treatment. As far as giving you special treatment goes, I don't really have a choice. I promised King Phoenicius I wouldn't push you too hard. If anything were to happen to you, I'd be at war with Dane and the Bird clans at the same time. I see. I came to repay my debt, but I'm really just being a burden. That was not my intention. Hold on a moment. Who said anything about you being a burden? I cannot engage in combat, so I'm nothing more than an obstacle in the field. Reason, no, that's absurd! Don't you understand how useful your abilities are? Like, yeah, seriously, dude. I always, like, 100% love the dancers and singers. Every single time I don't have a dancer or singer, I'm just like, man, I wish I had a dancer or a singer to give, like, a certain someone an extra turn. So, yeah. You're very useful, Rayson, okay? Don't put yourself down, man. No one else can do the things that you can. You're irreplaceable. So if you're not feeling well and try to do too much, you may not be there when we really need you. I'm of use to you then. And yeah, you're a very, very, like, amazing singer or dancer because, like, if you're in bird form, like, you can get 4 people to get up. Like, dang, man. That's what I've been trying to tell you. We depend on you, and that's why I need to make sure you stay healthy. In that case, I wouldn't mind taking a short break. But you can call me anytime. I'll come right away. I got it. But I don't think I'll ever make you take a break, Rayson, because dang, you're so powerful. Oh! I remember her, I think. I think I saw her once in a village, maybe? Oh yeah, she like gave me something. She's like, I don't really need this, so why don't you take it? It was like, it was a long time ago, I think. Yoo-hoo! You there, young man. I have business with the general of this army. Would you convey a message? Who are you? Who am I? What kind of low-born greeting is that? My name is Kali, and I'm a first-class mage. And what would a first-class mage want with this army? What's your problem? You look as if you don't believe me. Well, I suppose I can't hold that against you. It's not often you find a beauty like this coupled with intelligence like mine. But it's true nonetheless. Mage, huh? Well, I guess you can never have too many mages lying around. Oh, and as a bonus, I'm quite skilled with the knife as well. Beauty, brains, and brawn. Or is this like an actual sigh? Actually, yeah, probably. Sigh. The goddess has been seen to... oh, God. The goddess has seen to be put the abilities of 3 people into one delicate package. Delectable package. Delectable package. Sounds like favoritism, doesn't it? Hello? Are you listening to me? There's a beautiful woman talking. Yeah, the point is that you want to join the Crimean army, right? How much are you planning to charge? Well, aren't you the little businessman? Let's see. How does free sound? Suspicious. What's the catch? I like my fees to be based on performance. Watch how I do in combat, and make me an offer. Depending on what it is, I'll decide whether or not to grace you with my assistance. You're not lacking it for confidence, are you? Of course not. I already told you. I'm a first-class mage. Sure. Alright, you're in. What? Are you allowed to make decisions like that on your own? Perhaps I should speak to the general. I am the general. What? I guess we have another person. There she is. Oh, Nephany. Nephany now has all her people. I really want to know who the heck this person that's tied to Volk that has like 5 conversations. Who did I miss accidentally? Was it Shinon? Are you gonna put that over my head, game? That I didn't put in Shinon into my party. Yeah. I'm super rich, so go ahead. Like, I have so much money right now. Speaking of which, I should have done this before the stream, but... Speaking of which... you're doing well today, Dark. Okay. Oh, she has Elf Thunder and Meteor? Dang. She's a sage. Defense magic. Magic 19, defense 8. It's compared to Storm. She's like... She's not... she's a bit low on defense, but she's actually... She has more magic than Sword, of all people, my god. Actually, let me give her some... Let's see if I... Let's give her some EXP. See how her growths are like. If she's like, not getting anything decent, I'll bench her. Okay. I forgot to, like... Okay, she has 33. Sworn is 34. I mean, he's level 11, she's like level 7, so... Oh my god, and her weapon level's B. You drive a hard bargain, lady. I have like a lot of skills, don't I? Yeah, I do. I really should like put them on somebody. And make sure to give... Trigger Soul and Luna construct what? Halves the unit's chance to hurt, but doubles its chance to land. She has, cause she has counter. Exposes the enemy to half the damage it deals to unit. Yeah, I think I should... Should I give it to Soren? Or actually, I should give it to Oscar. The... certain conditions restores... Oh, that's Soul, okay. Increases hit chance. I feel like... No, I should give this to Soren. Sorry. Oscar! I should give this to Oscar. I haven't used Astrid in forever because she is just so weak. Oh, she has a skill as well. Negates combat energy related skills. Negates enemies combat related skills, okay. Should I give Aether to like Ike? Certain soul, okay. I have Miracle on him just in case, because if he dies, we're not going to win the fight. There's Reese. Reese is ready. She's how? Okay. I should give him Miracle too. And just. Okay. Actually, let's give Kali more experience. She seems like could be a good unit, but I think I'd have to like train her hard. There we go. She still is not getting a defense, which is kind of worrying me because oh, you always need a lot of defense. Put this Brave bow. Can you use the brave bow? Dope. Okay, you can use the brave bow and the killer bow, but not the long bow, which kind of sucks. Why do you have... What is this? Staff that prevents enemies from using... That sounds like a good thing to have. I will put that on Reese. I need to... Let's get her a steel axe. Let me check. Hold on. Let me check her. Let me check her skills. Oh, she has an S, okay. Yeah, let's give her a silver axe. Yeah, I'm super rich, so... Oh, I can buy Elf Thunder now, so, let's give that to Soren. It's a very intense... What do I have? 9 that when equipped raises defense. Okay. Oh. Fudge you, game! For use of soldiers, knight and paladins only. Who would want... I think I have to... Put all this stuff in the convoy. should use these someday. Okay, sword trade with Oscar. Oscar's sort of my, like, impromptu tank. Soldiers, knights, paladins only. Soldiers. And Gutcher's. Oh, I could. Nah, Guthrie has a lot. I think she'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Soldiers, knights, paladins. Yeah, I'll put it on Oscar for now. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't use an axe in my arsenal. Okay. Okay. Oh, and I'm limited. I can't. I can still change the weapon name. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I haven't used customization a lot. I should probably put emergency X on this. Just put emergency. Bold letters. I probably am spelling emergency wrong. Emergency! Oh, I can change the color too? What? Let's make it pink. Let's make it pink. 'Cause why not? Put it in the convoy. Oh my goodness. I don't think I need. Just my emergency act, just in case, you know, if anything happens. In case the boss is too powerful. I mean, I'm sorry, I need to double check. I forgot I also need to give... He's B, okay. I'm sorry, I need to keep reminding myself, like, what level is he at right now? B. Oh, darn it! So close! I think everyone's good now. I think. Yeah. Let's give her an extra tome or something. Okay. Alright, we're good. Off to battle! Hooray! Finally, after half an hour. My Lord Ike, were you able to find the medallion? No, it's gone. I fear that Dane may have somehow stolen it. What? Is such a thing possible? I don't know to what degree, but there can... What am I doing? But there can be no questioning its Dane's involvement. Is the medallion special? Yes. Oh, yes. I beg your pardon? What is it? My question may have touched a sensitive area. Oh, no. It's not that I don't want to discuss it with you personally. I just can't really talk about it to anyone. It's a private matter. Ah, I see. Sure, like. Sir, we've got trouble, sir. The road ahead is blocked by water. What? How can that be? Perhaps a local river has flooded. The whole region is soaking wet. Is the road completely impassable? No, sir. We can move forward, but the water's turned the ground to mud. Oh, goodness, we're going to have one of those maps again. The water is still flowing at a tremendous rate, sir. This is going to cut back our speed dramatically. This is the work of Dane. They thought to impede our progress in order to gain some time for themselves. And they succeeded. Is there nothing we can do? Well, if they were able to flood the road only when we approach, there must be floodgates in the area. So if we can close them, we'll shut off the flow of water, right? That makes sense. Let's get some scouts looking for gates. What's that? Hey, if you're looking for something, leave it to me. I am the Hawk King's eyes, after all. What do you mean? These people of mine can see for miles and miles. They're quite handy. It would be a shame not to use them. Is that some Lagoose power? You're a hawk with the eyes of a... hawk? It beats your fantastic wit. My eyesight isn't a racial ability. It's just my own natural talent. I see. Well, then, the shop's yours. Do you think you can find the floodgates? I just looked for some openings with lots of water pouring out, right? Yeah, I can handle that. The Crimean army is here. All troops, combat formations. Hit them fast and hard. We can't let this battle drag out. Ooh, lots of boys, lots of boys. So these are the floodgates. If we can get them closed, the water will recede in about 12 hours or so. Alright, let's get going. Yeah, it's a good thing Oh, clear in 15 turns. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Wait, 15 turns arrive? Well, I got it. Technically, I gotta root out the enemy. Okay. So I think he's probably gonna just stay there, unless we get a bit too close for his liking. Yeah, he's either probably gonna stay there, or just like, slightly move out. Okay. Is there anyone with a face? Anyone with a face, shout out. Anyone with a face that wants to come join my army. Nope, nope, nope. I'm just double checking to make sure, like, is there someone with a face? Anyone? No one? Alright, no one with a face. Alright. We are free to murder whoever we want. Okay. It's good to know. Okay. think... Does Janet have to be, like, a requirement? No, he does not. Okay. I want to add Khalid, but... let me double check. I might have to, like, get rid of Gatre. Got some mages I have to kill right over there. It's a lot of open houses, but I think that this is, like, their people's home, so they're not gonna try to destroy it. Okay, they can easily protect the mage right here. But yeah, they can protect these people. There's a lot of, is there a lot of bow dudes? It seems like there's a lot of bow dudes. Bow dudes. I feel like I should just get rid of Kieran. Then I have like a lot of people that are just... I want to keep Sword, because Sword's very good. And Reese too. Let's see. And I definitely want to keep Tainted, because if I get into trouble, I could just call for reinforcements. You know what, Kelly, next time, Kelly. I'm just gonna save you for next time. Tanya all the way up front here and down here. First I need to like attack these guys hard. Okay. Yeah, that seems good. First things first, you gotta keep an eye on these buggers. These buggers can go very far. Okay, this side is good. Alright. This guy's a very... This person's a very... Okay, let's be a bit cautious, so... Just that person. Steel Lance, Lagoose. Ooh, okay, let's not put her up too far then. Oh, thanks, sword. I needed that. Need that extra hit. Oh, 67. Oh, okay. Well... Goose Slayer can't catch me. It's a 50-50 chance. Should I get that, take that 50-50 chance? Be nice if I got it, but at the same time it'd suck if I didn't. Ah, let's bet on the 50-50 chance. Nice! I'm happy I took that 50-50 chance. So she can move after this. Nice. That is perfect. Exactly what I want. Woohoo! Yahoo! Her defense is good. Kinda wish you would... Okay, alright. I'm just like double checking. Oh, yep. Yep, we're good, we're good. Nice and you just chill here. General, how long are the floodgates to remain open? Until the Crimean army has been defeated. Sir, if we wait that long, all the neighboring farmland will be drowned. Locals are already quite upset. They might not abide this much further. General! Enough, soldier. If you got the time to be belly aching, take your butt out to the battlefield and kill some Crimean soldiers. Captain Har, do you support this action? This is inhumane! Lives will be ruined. Dane citizens will die! Even if we claim that it's necessary in order to achieve victory, this is too much. This is Dane's way. Are you ready to disobey the king and be put to death for your troubles? I would rather die than kill innocent Dane civilians. If you're executed as a traitor to the throne, your parents and siblings will also pay. Are you still prepared? Dang. Oh my goodness, what is this, like, dramatic backstory for, like, a random soldier? Now do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Go! Fight bravely. Yes, sir! To gain the trust of a king, we've become cruel and heartless. First hunting and executing the Lagoose, and now flooding the lands these people call home. General Shisharam, if someone hears you use the word Lagoose in this country, you'll be branded as traitor. You're right as always. To live in this land where Lagoose prejudice is so virulent. We've had to steal away everything we know and teach our children to hate all subhumans. All that just to survive here. It's Ashnard's fault this country has become what it is today. Ha! What a terrible miscalculation we made. Even so, I hated the idea of furthering the corruption of the Imperial Senate. I will continue to support your reasons for leaving Biegon. I wonder if Jill has distanced herself from the Crimean forces. I did give her a warning. Above all else, I would like to avoid meeting my daughter in combat. I pray that she does not take to the field this day. Knowing her temperament, talking with you would only increase both of your sorrows. I have but one favor to ask of you. Say it, and it'll be done. Do not fight today. What? Only one side can win a battle. If we are defeated in the end, I want you to care for the survivors and their families. Yes, sir, Commander Shisharam. Commander, it's been many a long year since you last called me that. May the fortunes of war be with you. Though all that's happened, it's been an honor to serve you. Would he have gone light on us if Jill was here nearby? These slow animations are killing me. I'm like, is it a crit? Oh god. Oh no. It's nothing. Haha, you can't get my Lagoose. You can't get Liffy, so you're not gonna kill anyone. Okay, alright. Probably Oscar this, Oscar that. Bam bam. Wham bam, thank you man. Should probably just kill this soldier. Yep. Soren, I didn't need a crit! Soren, my man! That was like a 5% chance, my man. Please don't ruin our luck, my man. My boy, my man. I don't need a crit this soon. Oscar, you too! What did I tell you about random crits? Hold on one second. I'll be back in a second. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Someone called me and I had to check something out. But, okay. It kind of freaked me out for a second. I was like, why are you calling me? Everything's A-okay now. $13. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Oh, I just need a little nudge, okay. What about this, just the boost layer? Man. You just need a little poke with the bum bum after that. 18. Oh, he's almost dead. Again, sorry. Told them what they needed to know on text and they're like, are you sure? Sure, yes, I'm sure. Back to murdering people. Back to your scheduled... what? Back to our scheduled broadcast. I don't know how that goes. Ugh. Back to our scheduling broadcast. It's like something you hear like 15,000 times in your life and you're just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Choose javelin. Oh! Okay, we gotta kill this person right away. Let's do her fine. Gotta leave one of them alive, so... Fortunately. Realize that they all have biorhythms. Okay. Even though I'm gonna like fight them once. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. He's like a 36% chance, but it's a night killer, so let's just not risk him staying. Okay. I still have a button to like mute and unmute myself, but I was just double checking to make sure I'm not muted for all that debacle. Okay, they still can't get racing. Good, 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 good. That's nice to hear. Let's murder this healer so he doesn't fight us later. No healing for you, man! Sweet. Okay, got a culinary, so let's use it right now. Let's keep Tainted here. Yeah, of course he went after Oscar. Oscar can't hit him. Oh snap, he has a killer bow. Whew, okay. I mean, he's still a knight, but you know, anything that goes wrong in Fire Emblem. Why do you guys have so many Lagoose Slayers? I mean, I get you're racist towards Lagoose, but dang, you have so many Lagoose Slayers. Oh god, reinforcements? Oh my goodness, reinforcements. I don't like seeing that. I'm surprised that like Oscar's like become my MVP. I don't know, it's always the Green Cavalier that's always my MVP. I guess it's fate. Fate that I will forever love the Green Cavalier, and the Green Cavalier does well. Turn 3. Thinking, it should be around here on turn 10. Okay, he has a Lagoose Slayer. Exactly perfect. That's what I like to see. Soren, I didn't need a crit, man! Soren, we have just enough. Man. Maybe we save our crits here. Are you becoming my new Oscar? Soren, are you becoming my new Oscar? Hold on, youngster. Who do you think you are? You can't just come barging into people's homes. But you left your door open, lady. Let me tell you something. You can ransack my home all you want, but you'll find nothing of value here. All our young men have been dragged off to war, and all that's left are women and children. If it's gold you're after, take that scroll on the floor there. You may be able to sell it. It's just something I picked up, so I don't know if it has any value. But take it away, you dirty thief! Lady, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to say hi, lady. I don't want to ransack you. But thanks for the smite anyway. I guess it's because I'm on enemy territory. Why you gotta make me feel bad, Fire Emblem? You told me to do this kind of things. Oh, lady, my... I really gotta stop relying on Tainted so much. This shy. Oh, so shy. Nice, Leafy. That was nice to see. Kieran, can you try to land this, please? I know we've had a lot of random crits, but... Nice. Thank you, Kieran. I mean, I didn't really need to do that, but still. Thanks, Kieran. For being a friend. Reese is all the way over there. Hold on, hurry up, Reese. I don't want. Let's stick together just in case there's reinforcements that come on that side. Just in case. Okay, they can't reach that. I can't reach them anyway, so Oscar, could you just come over here quickly? You're just the person we need. Really? That's it? Pow. I don't know, it just looks so silly, like, I call upon God! You have no God. I murdered your God. Whack. I call upon the Lord. Actually, technically, it's the goddess here. It's the goddess in these parts. It's a steel bow, so yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Please come over here and heal. Get ready to heal. You too, Soren. Turn 4. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing well. We'll be fine. I think. Just stick with bracing for now, just in case. He doesn't have that much speed. Why was I worried about the steel bow? Gosh dang it, I knew it. I knew it. Ike? Ike, what was that? Ike? I raised you better than that, Ike. I leveled you up better than that. You know that's not a good level up, Ike. You know very well it's not a good level up. My god, this man can go anywhere. I raised you better than that, Ike. That's us quitting level ups. $13. Doing fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Make sure we got those 2 guys and those 2 guys. We'll be fine. Got like 10 turns left. We're good. You filthy Crimean! Get out! Get out now! There's nothing in this shack that would make you happy! Oh, so you won't leave till you get something? Is that it? Here, take this old stuff. Now hit the road! If no need to steal anything else from us. Or you take my life as well. I will make sure I fight back with all of my strength! In that last skirmish, my boy, my only son, you stole his life. Curse you! I hope you're satisfied. Stop making me feel bad, Fire Emblem! Stop making me feel bad! Why you gotta be mean, Fire Emblem? I just wanted to have a good old time. I can't joke about this. I can't joke. I can't joke about the old man anymore. Dang, Fire Emblem. Why can't I just joke about murder? Why you gotta make me feel bad, Fire Emblem? Why you gotta remind me that these are people's... that I'm ruining these people's lives? Why you gotta be a party pooper, Fire Emblem? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well... I think I overextended a bit too much. Oh, Nope, I'm good, okay. I think. Shouldn't say stuff too soon and then it just ends up being a lie. Yep, of course he went after Oscar because Oscar can't defend himself. Good. Another dude. No. Alright, I didn't need that extra hit, but thanks, Sworn, anyway. Didn't really need it, but okay. Nice! Getting some defense, nice. It's always good in my book. This has been an okay chapter so far. Perfect. You threw off my groove, man! You threw off my groove! For that you must die! I'll have to look later to see what that hit was, because if it was like a very lame hit, then yeah, I don't blame myself for... I don't blame the game, I blame myself. Just use my brave bow for once. It's like... Unless we get a crazy amount of reinforcements, I think this is fine. This is fine. Nice. This is a decent amount. Not too bad. Elwins. Move people down here so that they can defend. The second I get a miracle, I'm gonna put it on race. I'm like a tile away. I use my brave bow, 97. Yeah, I need Titania for this. We should be fine. $26. Okay. I know what to do. I have a plan. I think I'm supposed to be there, so let's like make sure to run Ike all over there. Make sure Ike is in position. Is Ike in position? Is Ike in position? Repeat, is Ike in position? It's always just funny when these epic spells just like barely do anything or just miss. Because it's just like so epic and then it's like miss. Alright, Rayson, do your job! $26. Yes. I'm just like double checking my math, being like, neither of us desire a drawn it, pal. Come! Hold nothing back. I'm sorry I didn't have Jill with me. Oh, thank you, Oscar. The rest is up to you. Ooh. I'm gonna give that to Tanya later. Let's just quickly finish this map. I'm literally a tile away! Ah! Are you kidding me? No! I'm literally a tile away! Oh god. One measly tile away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everyone move. That's so cruel. I hate this. Let me out. Let me out. At least Tanya leveled up. Silver lining in something. Yes! I'm out! And... General Lake, sir! The floodgates have been closed! Soren, what's the damage to the surrounding area? It's terrible. All the fields and homes have been completely destroyed. I see. I don't think this is what the enemy general wanted either. So why did this have to happen? It's heartless. What will happen to those who've lost their homes? Can we do anything to help them? You want to aid the people of our enemy. That is time and energy we cannot afford. Soren, take a portion of our supplies and distribute it among the locals. What? Are you serious? Our opponent is the Dane army. We've no quarrel with these people. I know how you feel for these people, but this is war. We don't have... I don't know what it will accomplish, Soren, but moving on without lifting a finger is something I cannot do. Ike is a good boy. You forget that Soren. Ike is a very, very good boy. I understand. I'd rather regret something I had done than regret taking no action at all. I would like to help too. Perhaps I can aid the injured. Idiocy. Oh, Father. Jill. No matter the reasons, I'm the one who took their father from you. I can't use this war as an excuse. If you want revenge on me for your father, I understand. You have that right. Once you've had some time to think things through, let me know what you will do. I'd like to have you stay with us, but it's really up to you. That's all I had to say. One, 2, 3. 5 in all. We're lucky to have this many. Captain Har, what are we supposed to do now? Haram is dead, and our homes are gone. What are we to do with our families? What do you want to do? We've lost any right to have... We've lost any right we had to stay here. So that leaves Viegon or Crimea. General Shaharam was slain by Crimea. Joining with them is now not... It's not possible. And all you can do is return to Viegon. I doubt you'll get a hero's welcome, but I have an old friend in with the Pegasus Knights. Shall I contact her? Oh, gods. 80 long years. What does any of it mean now? Don't say that. No matter what, I'm proud to have served under General Shisharo. You're right. It was an honor. Well, that's that. We've gained some time by flooding the river, but it won't hold them for long. I knew that foreign cur was useless. It looks like the decisive battle will be fought near the capital. Preparations are complete, General Petrine. In order to ease command for you, Sir Brian will serve as your deputy. Regarding strategy, it would be easiest if you spoke with him directly. Sorry to tell you this, Enna, but I'm not the one who will be directing our forces in the capital. It would be the Black Knight, then. The plans will be adjusted slightly. I'll select someone else to act as deputy. No, not him either. His Majesty wishes you to direct the fences, Enna. Me? I am to take command of the army? That's right. You're moving up in the world, General Enna. It's too much for me. I must confirm this with the king. What a rare sight this is. I've never seen her so flustered. Listen, if you wish to meet his... words. Listen, if you wish to meet his Majesty, you must fulfill your duties. He's ordered that there will be no communications until that time. I'm a bit late. Well, if it isn't the Black Knight, it's been such a long time. Yeah, really, it's been like probably 10 chapters ago since we last saw you. You're always so busy, aren't you? Here one day, there the next. Your secret maneuvers are... They are proof of the trust His Majesty has placed in me. Enna, go to the East Gate. You have a visitor. Very well. Is it the worm? Did he bring it with him? It appears so. He insists that he gives it directly over to Enna, though. As long as it's ours, it makes no difference. When Enna returns, you'll be the one to take directly to the king. Oh my god. Nasir, I want to murder you. I want to murder you. I know it's Nasir that is the worm. She'll care that it is not unwrapped on the way here. That could be unfortunate. I don't need to be told that. More importantly, what will you do now? Me? I will... Enna, have you been well? I definitely know this is Nasir. Where is the Harn's medallion? Right here. Take it, please. It feels so heavy. And it's not all the wrapping either. Could this be the chaotic energy of an evil god? So, you can now return to King Eshnard's side, can you not? No, not yet. What do you mean? I've been entrusted with the defense of the capital. I must face the Crimean army. No! Thank you. You've done so much for me. But now it's enough. Please, reclaim your freedom. There's no need for you to follow Dane's orders any longer. And you? Do you mean to die? No. I cannot retreat. Even if I have to slaughter the entire Crimean army, I will return to him. Yet he thinks nothing of you. That matters not. The only place I belong is at his side. I will most likely never see you again. I will pray for you eternal happiness. Enna! Wait! Forget about me. That is my final request. Farewell, Nasir. Enna. Are they like, I'm guessing, they probably are maybe like related because they look very familiar-ish. During the Battle of Telegra, Ike and the rest of his company come to a bleak realization. Wherever the Crimean army marches, the land becomes a battlefield. The damage is immense. Immense. Do I know English? Warfare and flood wars claim homes, crops, and hopes. Villagers seeking shelter and safety stumble blindly through the snow. To them, there is no doubt that the Crimeans are an invasion force. However, the Crimeans have their own homeland state. Focused as they are on that overriding goal, they cannot stop even to help the innocent victims of war. The only way they can help the people of Dane is to keep marching. The faster they reach Dane's capital of Nivasa and put an end to the war, the better for everyone. Navasa? Give me a phonetics dictionary of Fire Emblem, please. I don't know how to... What? Are you telling me that His Majesty has not yet returned? Yes, sir. We sent many messengers, but we have yet to receive any sort of official response. The Crimean army is on our doorstep. What is His Highness thinking? If we want to protect the capital, we need a leader equal to one of the 4 riders, just in case. I'm sure the king has considered this. Lady Anna, I don't understand how you're able to remain so calm. Sorry. Dane soldiers are the most elite warriors on the continent. In addition, our numbers are far superior to the Crimeans. And yet they march on Nivasa. This is the Dane capital. Is there any danger of it falling into enemy hands? We can't let nothing stop us from protecting it. No offense, Lady Anna, but as a general, I do not feel you're ready for such a vital command. I think you are exactly right. Then, when did this command was given to you? Why did you not firmly refuse? Do you really think that wise, General? Would you refuse a direct order from the king? Let me tell you something that I've discovered. If we are unable to hold the capital, I do not believe the king will be all that upset. Ashnar does not hold a strong attachment to the country of Dane. What are you talking about? Do you understand exactly what it is you are saying? Yes. Ridiculous. There isn't a monarch in the world who would not be moved by the loss of his own country. Such a preposterous notion is beyond comprehension. General Kosati, do not avert your eyes from a reality. Reality? What reality is that? All I see is your guesswork. And tell me, why did the king suddenly order the invasion of Crimea? As sanctions for that nation choosing to ally itself with those evil and treacherous subhumans. On the surface, that would seem to be so. But doesn't the action strike you as odd? To apply sanctions properly, it would be necessary to speak with Biegon first. Biegon is a Serenian state, and Crimea answers to her. We needed Biegon's leave to make a formal declaration of war. Dane's disregard for that purpose made us a pariah in the eyes of our neighbors. Words. Sorry. And opened us to attack from all sides. And yet, not only did the king not do this, but he chose to invade without warning. It was the worst possible strategy. Furthermore, once the king conquered Crimea through strength of arms, he seized the castle and set up resistance. And now he uses it as the stepping stone for the invasion of Crimea. Which means the king's goal was never to apply sanctions, or even defeat Crimea. If Ashnar moves against Kalia, it's easy to envision Phoenicius, Kilvas, and Goldova joining the conflict. And if that happens, Biegon would be forced allies up with Dane, rather than side with the subhumans. Look where that leads us, a continent embroiled in war. Is that not the true desire of a king? If you consider it that way, your words do begin to make sense. Yet, to accomplish that, the citizens of Crimea would have to be sacrificed. That would be an act of madness! Let us return to the topic at hand. The king has gained himself a new castle, and I believe he considers whatever land he occupies to be his kingdom. Dane and its people are already behind him. He need not look back. If the king wished to rule the world, he would want as much military strength as possible. To forsake even a portion of the strength he currently possesses willingly, why, it would be sheer folly. It doesn't matter. What's important is that we recognize the chance which Dane has been given. We must stop the Crimeans here. If we do not show the king our value, we are doomed. Make no mistake about it. It's complete lunacy. We will not see no reinforcements. We must hold nothing back. It is our only chance of survival. I cannot. Is this... Be strong. Oh, fudge. I missed that, sorry. The king has provided us one last chance. We will use it to weather this storm. However, to use it, I need you, General Kastai. Your cooperation is imperative. If you want to win, you must trust me. Understood. This time, let us cling to any hope we can find. Lady. No. General Anna, I place my trust in you. So this is the Dane capital, eh? If we can just defeat King Ashnar, this war will be over. Ike, here you are. What is it, Nasir? Are you sure that you have enough soldiers to lay siege to the capital? Your opponent is called the Mad King Ashnar, after all. Who knows what sort of traps he has in store for you? He may indeed have something planned. Surely they received reports of our advancement. Yet it's so quiet. It looks like every able-bodied man has been conscripted into the army, while the women and children have evacuated the area. We're not invaders. We wouldn't lay a hand on the Sinistry. There's no way for them to know that. They do know what their army did to the people of Crimea, however. If they fear they will be punished for that, I'm sure they decided to err on the side of caution. What happened to the Crimean people? Surely only the soldiers were imprisoned or killed. You truly have no idea how to rule a nation. Do you know what happens to a country that loses a war? Everything is destroyed. Homes, lands, crops, everything. And its citizens, they're not even treated as human. Crimeans, especially those near the capital where Dane's presence is strongest, are treated worse than the Lagos. Why would they? It's horrible. The people understand this, which is why they pay for protection in form of taxes. For the royals and nobles who are charged with protecting the people, there is no greater sin than to be defeated in war. It is the ultimate betrayal of the people's trust. Ah, may the goddess! I am a fool. Soren, enough! Princess, be that as it may, the majority of people want to see the royal family restored to power. They believe that you will help them reclaim their old lives and restore peace. Now is the time for us to throw Ashnard and drive his army from Crimean soil. You're the only one who can do that. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, I do. I will save the people of Crimea. This I swear. As I've said before, I won't be turned away. If there are traps, we just fight our way through. This war ends here. Yes, I'm with you all the way. I hope it goes as so many words, I'm sorry. I hope it all goes as planned. I will do my best to make it so. And the see you mother ever. Ike, I'd like to report the results of our last battle. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all. By your leave, I will excuse myself. Okay. Okay. I've been going for 2 hours. I'm gonna see what the map is like. This feels like a very, like, endgame map, sort of ish, but I think I checked, because I was like, I'm on chapter 21, I still haven't been near the end. Oh, what am I doing? I'm rambling. I did check a bit to see how long this game was chapter-wise. I just, like glanced at it, because, you know, this playthrough's been going very long. I think it's, like, there's, like, 27, 28 chapters-ish? So maybe this is not the last chapter, but, I mean, then again, we have to defeat Black Knight somehow, because if we're not gonna defeat Black Knight, then why bring him out? Why make him feel so epic and such? Hold on, give me a minute. I'm going to... Just give me 1 second. There we go. A part of what was making me a bit off earlier was because it's very hot in here, so I put on the fans. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the audio that much, but it's very hot in here with a computer that's trying to use an emulator. Whew. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna check, the map. Ooh, jeez. If it looks long, then I'll just end it on the base of the map, but if it doesn't... then I'll try it. If it looks like a chapter 17 map, then no way. I'll leave it till next time. Oh my goodness, Oscar has 3 conversations. Kieran, Tana, Janet. It's just an Oscar day. Everyone's proud of Oscar. Let's go with Kieran first. Oscar! Hello, Kieran. Are you going to ask me to return to the Crimean Knights again? You guessed it! I'm a Crimean Knight, and I'm very proud of that fact. No better friend, no worse enemy. A knight distinguishes himself in battle, returning in triumph to hear adultation from the people and praise from his lord. When you make your name as a knight, everyone knows you. The world is laid at your feet. And above all else, you can defend our beloved Crimea and her people with your own 2 hands. That certainly sounds nice. It's better than the life of a mercenary, cavorting with outlaws and entering battles from which you never return. Why, Oscar? Why? I just don't get it. You're my arch rival. That's an honor. I know your true skills better than anyone. If you say you will come back, I'll do everything I can to recommend your honorable return to the Knights. Thanks, Kieran, but I'm not returning. After joining the mercenaries, I had a chance to see the world. I saw grief with my own eyes. People subjugated by the powerful, losing everything and dying alone. Countries can't save people like that. It's up to men like us, men who are in the thick of the action, to aid those who cannot aid themselves. Besides, I have no use for honor. As long as I can defend the family called the Grell Mercenaries, I'm happy. Blast! You've outdone me again! How can this be? I don't know why or how, but I feel you can't beat me yet again! You didn't lose. There are many things that a brave knight like yourself can do that we mercenaries cannot. So, let's both do our best. We may stand on different sides of the field, but we aspire to the same ideal. I see. Then I will ask you no more. Watch me. When Crimea is fully restored, my distinguished services will resonate throughout the ages. You'll hear about it whenever you are. I'll make sure of it. Yes, I'm sure you will. And when I hear your brave tales, I'll toast your success. Aww. Hey, okay. Shoot. What? Wait. What? What? Wait a second. I can't. What? What? Are you kidding me? The second I get an A with anyone, it's just like, nope, nope, can't talk to anyone else. What? Okay. Okay, let's, yeah. Hold on. What? Why would you do that? I can't even, like, talk to them anymore? What? Can you just, like, not, like, allow us to, like, get to, like, A with all these people? What? Why do that? That's silly. I've never had that happen in a Fire Emblem game where it's just like, oh, you got an A support. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's not look at Kieran and Oscar's again. I'll probably, like, wait till the final chapter. I think I'd like them to do A support. But, God. I did not know hold on. Let me pull it up again. I did not know that was possible. What? I mean, there's a benefit to that, is that you know that you're gonna have the ending with them. But at the same time, like, Jesus. Can I at least, like, talk to the other people? Okay. Let's not do that A support with Kieran, okay? I'll just, like, automatically complete it later, but right now. Okay, Kieran is actually very funny, so. I mean, I like the two, and I actually think that ending with them would be really great. But at the same time, I don't want to make my choice right now and get myself cut off from the rest of the supports. So, just gonna put a pin on that. It's a good thing I saved right beforehand, so. Oh, excuse me. Yes? Did you just drop this cloth? Oops. Yes, that's mine. Thank you for picking it up. I apologize for troubling you, Commander Tenneth. What is your name? Silly me, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Oscar, of the Grell Mercenaries. It is a pleasure to meet you, milady. I hadn't thought you were one of the mercenaries. That's quite interesting. I'm here with only minimal retrine, but I hope we can demonstrate the greatness of the Viegan Knights. I'm well aware of Viegan's reputation. It's an honor to meet the leader of such an esteemed force. You were too kind. It's a pleasure meeting you, milady. Such a well-mannered young man. I always thought mercenaries were rude, crude, and vulgar men. Ike certainly has some fine lads under his command. Wait. What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. What? What is going on? What is going on? I thought I had a support with Janet. Is Fire Emblem like, oh no, you can't do polygamy. Only one ace support with only one person. For some reason, I can't. Come on, Fire Emblem, come on! Like, I get it, but at the same time, can I just, like, get everyone to B, and then just, like, one person to A? That's silly. Okay. I see why there's just conversation left 0. My god, are you kidding me? I can't be friends with everyone? Can't my army just get along? Just be BFFs forever? Why? Just why? Okay, yeah, I will say, from experience, from 3 houses, it was a bit frustrating that I, like, try very hard to get 2 people to a certain ending, and then, you know, for some reason, I mess something up and they go with a different person. I get the idea of just, like, only one person gets an A support with one person, and then you know for guaranteed that they're gonna have an ending together. And also, it's kind of weird that, like, in Fire Emblem 3 Houses, like, all the A supports were just like, hey, let's get married or something like that. They do this with, like, one person would be, like, say, asking for the other person's hand in marriage for, like, 4 other people. And just somehow, the rest of them are like, you know what, never mind, psych, let's remain platonic. I'm just gonna go with this one person for my ass support for actual hand in marriage. But, I would understand just only one person getting an A support. Only one person, like, sticking with that one person for A support, but why am I now, like, blocked off from the rest just for doing one single C support with Tanith? Does Tanith just, like, Tanith is like, no, you're, what? I'm so confused. I'm so confused, guys. I'm so confused. Why can't I just be friends with everyone, Path of Radiance? Why can't Oscar just be friends with everyone? And, you know, just have a nice support with, like... Fudge, I'll just need to look this up later. I'll just sadly need to look this up later. Let's see if... Let's see if we can talk to Janet. Let's see if you can talk to the other person. If you can talk to the other person and Tanith is still available, then that's cool. I'll just keep it like that. I'll have to look it up later what the heck is actually going on. I have like 2 buddies at like Path of Radiance, so I can just be like, hey, what's this all about? Why can't we all just be friends? Let's talk to Janet first. Hi there. Yes? Hello, nice weather today. Can I help you with something? Oh, no, not really. I'm just... So you want something from me then? No. So you want nothing from me then? What an odd fellow. Well then, I'll be going. I don't get these Bjork at all. Dang it, Oscar. You messed it up. Stupid! How am I supposed to do this? I've never chilled with these bird tribes before. But we're allies. We have to learn to communicate with each other. I'll do it right next time. Wait a second. Wait a second. Does everyone like have like... Oh. So I get, the conversation left is 4. Oh, does everyone like have 5? And I can only like do like 5 conversations with just the one character. I think I'm getting it right now. Did I just like screw myself and everyone's just gonna have like just a I'm by myself ending? What the actual heck? What the actual heck, Fire Emblem? This makes no sense. Can I can only just have like 5 conversations with like just everyone just can only have like 5 conversations? What? What? Oh my goodness. If it's just like I can only have 5 conversations with each person, I'm going to throw Fire Emblem in the dumpster. I just want to be friends with everyone. Why can't I be friends with everyone? Oh my god, this can't be real. No. But I wanted to like actually like be with Soren. Man, this sucks, man. This sucks. Curse you for being an old game. And just not telling me this stuff and just like, I guess maybe they'll find out this weird kooky thing we've done. What the heck, man? Man, what the heck? Fine, I have to look this up. I really have to just look this up right now. Just be like, what the heck is going on? How does... And it's just limited to like only 5 conversations? Unlimited some... Somewhere in the characters can limit how many sports they have, like character can 5 Why? I think maybe it's because it was like it's gonna be busted and stuff, but I just wanted to see the story, man. Man, I just wanted to see the story. Why didn't they tell me about this either? Why can't like any... Hold on. Nope. I can't like... Your units are gonna... Oscar and Kieran will just the only ones that'll have an ending after this. Okay, screw it. I was gonna plan on just like I was gonna have like a debate of like when I'm finally finished Path of Radiance if I should like look up the supports and such. But if it's that's why I haven't gotten supports in a while. I was like, why? When am I ever gonna have like an Ike and Soren support? I've had them like on the field like for ages. I'm too far into this. Oscar, why? Okay. Okay, let me collect my thing. So, you know what? After I finish Path of Radiance, I am going to look up these supports. I was gonna just be like, after Path of Radiance, I was gonna like ask like, hey, should I look up supports or something? Or should I just be like, it's my own playthrough? I only got to see those supports, but if I'm limited to this system, I'm gonna look up the supports because it sucks that I can only like see like 5 of the person's supports. That sucks. Anyway, rant over. At the end of Path of Radiance, I'm probably just gonna like look up on YouTube the supports for everyone. That's what I'm gonna do because I found out that about this system. Okay. Alright, so hold on. You know, since Oscar and Kieran are the only ones that are possible to have an A support, let me just make them be A for right now. Hold on. I'm just gonna like... I'm gonna skip through it and I'm just gonna have those two as like A supports for now. The bros before hoes, as they say. The bros are gonna be the only ones that have us A support. Is this like this for other games? Because I remember Shadow Dragon and New Mystery of the Emblem, I didn't have this problem. Wait, Shadow Dragon didn't have supports. New Mystery of them did have supports, but it didn't have this problem. And of course, Three Houses, you could date everyone and just... Like I said, you can have all the supports you want, so why is there a limit on how many supports I can get? That sucks. If I'd known that, I would have just like put Ike and Soren together forever. Okay. Let's stop like crying over Spellbook. At least we have one A support, and it's with the Christmas Cavaliers. They'll be bros forever after this war is ended. Bros forever. That is the best thing. That is actually the best ending I could ask for Oscar, is just to have a bro forever. a bro in his corner forever. What? This is gonna look so weird to look back on, just me just ranting about this. Making this weird rant and not going anywhere with it. Miss. Ike. Are you alright? We've come a long way, haven't we? Do you think we can beat King Ashnard? Of course we can. We have to. If we lose, Crimea may never be rebuilt. What are you gonna do, brother? I'm... frightened. The medallion was my protection. Now that it's gone, my confidence has vanished. Miss. For as long as I can remember, I would talk to the medallion like I was talking to Mother. After Father died, I felt like I was talking to them both. Where could have it gone? We'll find it. And even though it's gone, Father and Mother are looking down on us and protecting us. You're right. I'm sorry. Father and Mother are in my heart, and I've got you and everyone else at my side. So, even without the medallion, I'm alright. Everything's going to turn out fine. I know it. That's the spirit. Ike, miss, if you're going to chat, why not go inside? Even if the snows are beginning to melt. Even if the snows are beginning to melt. It's so cold out here. Oh, hi, Nasir. You're right. I do feel a bit cold. Shall we go back to the tent? Uh-huh. Let's go, Ike. You too, Nasir. Forgive me. Nasir? What's wrong? Hurry up. Oh, of course. I I think Enna's probably maybe his sister? I don't want to make that, like, connection just in case, like, oh, they're married or something like that. I think, yeah, they have, like, a very close bond. And she says, like, oh, I need to go back to someone. Which makes me think that Nasir is, and Enna are, like, related or something? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know! Is it familial? Is it romantic? They have a very, like, huge bond. And I'm thinking that... I don't know. I don't want to assume anything, just in case, like, it's like, oh, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and it turns out they're siblings. Or, oh, I think they're siblings, and it turns out they're boyfriend and girlfriend. They're childhood friends. You know what, let's just assume that they're childhood friends. Let's go down the middle and say they're childhood friends. That will be icky when I find out afterwards that they're either or. I assume they're childhood friends. General? Thank you. The people of Telegra were the enemy, yet you treated them with kindness. I don't know how to thank you. Oh, the provisions? It wasn't enough, but I wanted to do whatever I could. It's nothing for you to worry about, though. General Ike. My lady, is that you, Lady Fizzot? Huh? Oh, my lady, is that you, Lady Fizzot? Oh, it is you. Lord Shinharam's lovely daughter. Thank heavens you're still alive. You're from Telegra. That's right. I'm Sophie, from the village Luma. I can't live there anymore, so I brought my two sisters here to the capital. After that battle, I was sure that you'd been claimed by the Dark Angel, just like Lord Shinram. But here you are. Is this your bodyguard? Ooh, so strong. You watch out for Milady, you hear? She's Lord Shinram's precious little girl. You keep an eye out on her, and don't let those nasty Crimeans get near her. Actually, Please, listen to me, little lady. We understand all about those floodgates. Lord Shinram would have never done such a thing if he had any other choice. We know it was those Crimeans that did it. Why, when he wasn't on duty, Lord Shinram and his men used to help us with plowing and the planting. And once when my sister got sick, he loaded her up into his own Myron and brought her to the capital to see a doctor. He's the only one who ever cared about us country folk. He opened his heart to each and every one of us. He was a good man. Those dirty Crimeans are to blame. If they'd never come to Dane, that battle wouldn't have happened, and Lord Shinram would still be with us. Sister, I'm hungry. You're going to be alright. I'll find you something to eat in a little while. Just be patient. That soldier over there gave me this. Can I eat it? Don't be stupid. Throw that away right now. We'll starve to death before we take charity from Crimean killers. Milady, the Crimean army is nearby. Run! You must escape and survive. We're going to live. Even if we have to eat mud and weeds, we'll do it. And one day, we'll have our revenge on those bloodthirsty Crimeans. If I can't do it, my children will. My children will. If I can't do it, my children will. And if they can't, my grandchildren will. We'll get them someday. I swear it. I have to go. Promise me, lady. You have to go on for Lord Shinram's sake. You mustn't get yourself killed. Sorry. Oh. I'm so sorry. Don't be. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ! Ah! Ah! It was hard for me to talk. We're just like reading that, like, oh my god. Like, But I'm like, get through it, but you can scream at the end, like, oh, like my heart. Darn you, Fire Emblem, why do you have to be so interesting that I can't joke in the middle of this? I have to be so interesting and serious. You're ruining my groove, Fire Emblem, you're ruining my groove. And I don't hate you for it at the same time because it's just so darn interesting. You know what? That makes up for only able to do 5 supports. And you not telling me I can only do 5 supports, just having combos left, and I'm just like, what's this all about? Okay. General Ike! Sir, the castle gates are open! That's not good. What are they planning? It must be a trap. This is unexpected. Making us lay siege would be far and away to their advantage. I have no idea what they're playing at. Even so, we will not back down. Right, Ike? Right. If we can't tell what they're planning, it matters not how we proceed. Let's just fight as we go. Move out. Keep your guard up, everyone. It seems like a long battle. Enemy troops have entered the castle. They're moving already. Such recklessness. Don't they suspect a trap? I can't believe they've fallen for it. Crimea follows a general named Ike. Perhaps he follows no procedure. Perhaps he relies solely on instinct. I don't know if he's brave or merely reckless. It's unbelievable. Regardless, we continue as planned. Close the gate and seal off their escape route. The contest will be decided here. Now then, it's time for their final measure you spoke of earlier. Will you show us what His Majesty left for us? It's a kamikaze bomb. What could possibly allow us to destroy an army in one fell swoop, provided we can herd them here? Oh, it's definitely just like some kind of like suicide bomb. General Kasatai, no matter what I show you, do not be shocked. You must continue to trust me without question. I swear it. The name is the Royal Knight of Dane. I will not betray you, General Enna. Thank you. General Enna, you're... General Sai, have you forgotten your vow? No matter what happens, we will protect the capital, yes? Yes, of course. I understand. This is His Majesty. Why he left you out here. Yes. Who will win this battle? A legendary dragon of Goldoa is on our side. It is a powerful omen. Dane cannot lose. Why are you pink? The Dane army is indestructible. We will crush the dogs of Crimea and use their skulls as goblets. Glory to Dane! Victory to Dane! Woo! Oh. Sir, the gates have just closed it behind us. Look out! We're trapped in this castle. Run! Run! Attack! We're under attack! They're going to kill us! Stop, all of you. Get a hold of yourselves. You must not panic. No one has attacked. Sonia, where's Princess Alicina? She's fine. She's with the supply envoy. They're all under very close guard. Soren, is this the enemy trap? It could be. If so, to what end? Well, the goal obviously isn't to divide our troops and reduce our fighting strength. We're all packed in here together. Whatever they're planning, it appears that they want us all to experience it at the same time. They must have something which they believe gives them an unsurmountable advantage. Some kind of ultimate weapon. So they're absolutely sure they'll win, is that it? King Ashnard of Dane, you'll regret underestimating us. No matter what, we must be cautious. We can spare no efforts to protect the princess. We should put together an elite team and head for the throne room. Choose some members of the team with care. Everything will rest on their shoulders. Understood. Oh, there's chests. There's a wall. It seems like a big fight! Let me just, yeah, I'm gonna end here for now, because this seems huge. This seems like a huge battle. Torreno. Are you... You're friendly, maybe? Yeah. That seems like enemy reinforcements over here, enemy reinforcements over there. It's a siege battle. Okay. Anyone with a face that I'll have to look up later. Or plan for later. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna end it here for right now because this seems like a really big battle and I feel like I need to prepare a lot for this. So let me just... No, I'll have to like probably check my convoy to make sure that I have the right stuff, so yeah. So, I'm hopefully planning on streaming next week. Hopefully on Saturday, if not, probably Friday. That's what my plan is. Hopefully that I do it actually next week. So, anyway, I hope you have a nice and wonderful day, and I hope to see you next week, hopefully. Bye!